So since the beginning of the year 2022, we have seen strength in the oil and gas sector and even the energy sector as well. And with the Russia-Ukraine war happening end of Feb, this kind of like made the sector even more bullish. So in today's video, we'll be covering the Singapore oil and energy sector right now, all right, whereby we have a couple of stocks that have pushed up over the past couple of months, but over the past 2 weeks, we have seen weakness in the markets. The US Dow Jones sold off by more than a few hundred points, Singapore markets sold off as well, and many of these oil and gas stocks have also sold off to pretty attractive levels. So where are they right now? Right, so in this video, we'll cover the popular Singapore oil and energy sector stocks, and these are several stocks that we have in the Singapore market. That's in the oil and energy sector: Bumitama Agri, Geo Energy Resources, Golden Agri, Golden Energy, Rex International, RH Petrol Gas, Sembcorp Marine, and even Keppel Corp. So I'll not cover all of them. I think I'll just choose like 4 of the popular ones that have dipped by quite a bit, and today we're in fact seeing quite a huge rebound. So yeah, we'll dive into the chart to see what it says, and even look at the system to see if there were any signals that have came out over the past few months as well. So we'll just cover 4 stocks, the 4 popular ones that have seen quite a good rebound today. And I think we look at Geo Energy Resources, number 1. Number 2 will be Golden Energy, right? Golden Energy, number 2. Number 3, we'll look at Rex International as well, one of those really popular one as well. And the next one would be like RH Petrol Gas. So these 4 stocks, they'll be covered in this video. If you're keen in riding kind of like the bullishness or the uptrend in many of those energy stocks, make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because I think you'll be much clearer after this, right? So let's dive into it right now. So the first stock I'll talk about would be this stock called Geo Energy Resource, right? One of those pretty popular uptrending stocks. We've covered it a few months back as well, and we've kind of like traded higher all the way to about that 60 cents, right? And that's where we saw some heavy selling, started to retrace back down a little bit, and then some short-term weakness actually came back when we broke some of the support levels, like the 54 cents level, even the 43 cents level gave way as well. You can see this is pretty much a resistance level. It was supported well, but then we kind of like broke this level just last month. All right, that's when more selling actually happened. All right, so this is where we are right now, about 0.395. So when many people are asking me, is it time to get in? I mean, it looks pretty cheap right now, and we are back to some of those longer term support levels, right? So where is this support right now? I would say that currently we are seeing some support around that 0.35 level. Why? Look at this. We can actually draw what we call an upward sloping channel support line right here. You can see that connecting the lows, and it's been forming, I would say, higher lows since like 2020, 2021. You can see a couple of lows by touch and rebounded. So each time it approaches this upward sloping channel support line, it kind of like rebounded from there. And as long as we stay above this line, in the longer term, it actually looks quite okay still, right? So you can see right now, we are pretty much still above this upward sloping channel support line. In fact, we've kind of like rebounded from it today as well, right? So that's the first reason. The next reason would be, let me just remove this for you, and the next reason would be this level, right? This 0.35 was originally the resistance level that we've seen since last year, December, and even January. As you look at this right here, we touched, we came down, and of course eventually we broke this resistance level, and the upside actually started all the way to near 60 cents, and we kind of like sold off again. So this 35 cents will now become what we call a resistance turned support level, right? That would be like a new support level right over here. If we do approach this 35, 36, 37, I think that's where some good bargain hunting can actually come back again. All right, so yeah, I think we could potentially see a short-term rebound from here, all right, all the way back up to maybe that 40 to 43 cents, whereby some profit taking can actually come back again, right? But the thing here is to look at this, right? I mean, right now you can see that this green line, this 20 days moving average is still pointing down, right? And with prices below this green line, that is where we could still see more short-term weakness, right? So unless we consolidate here from like 35 to 40, eventually this green line will start to flatten out, and it starts to point up with prices going above the green 20 days moving average line, then that could be a good sign of a reversal back up again. All right, but right now you can see it's only like 1 or 2 days that we've rebounded from this 35 cent, which is quite okay. I mean, Looking at these two candles over the past 2 days, you can see that we actually went to a low of about 35 cents and buyers came up and pushed prices back up and closed somewhere near the high. So that are pretty bullish candle that happened right around that 35 cents. So it's a good thing to note, but if we can see prices kind of like pushing up again above the 40 cents, and with this, as I say, this green line 20 days moving average pointing up, prices above, I think that could be a better signal, all right, of a reversal back up all the way to like 43 or maybe back to 54 cents, right? But you can see right here when we broke this support, this 20 days moving average started to point down, and prices was below, and that's where we actually saw some weakness in the short term all the way to where we are right now. So yeah, I think that is one of the things we can look at as well, all right, before the reversal can actually happen much more firmer. All right, so this is Geo Energy. Let's take a look at what it says on my OneGT system. All right, so this is Geo Energy on my OneGT system's one good trend, whereby it kind of alerts us to counters like this and so guides us not just on entry but also when to exit as well. Right, so we had a couple of good, I would say, bullish signal. Look at this green arrow pointing up. That's like a bullish signal. It was pretty much in a firm uptrend since like August, September last year. A good bullish signal went up, got an exit, a bit of a this is like a red arrow down, so it's a bearish signal went down. Got another bullish signal went up. So a couple of good bullish entry and also exit signal that came out over the past 6 to 8 months, right? And then right over here, this was somewhere the peak at about 60 cents, and I mentioned that we hit the peak, and that's where some selling actually came back, and we actually had the most recent bearish signal. So this was like an exit, right? Exit from the bullish one, and the red arrow pointing down is a bearish signal that just came out, I would say, in May, right? Just last month, and that's where I started to see a bit of selling from about 50 cents all the way to about 35, 36, where we are right now. So yeah, based on this bearish signal, you can see that it kind of like guides us to also exit, all right, when we see it, because you don't want to be just holding on to it, because that's potentially where we can see weakness, all right, in the short term. All right, so yeah, we kind of like sold off, and there are no exits yet on this red arrow, on this bearish signal. So yeah, we can see, I mean, as I say, it's only 2 days. We can hold above 35 cents. I say as we consolidate from 35 to 40 cents for over the next few days, and 35 cents were to hold, then probably the exit might come out from this bearish signal, and we might even see like a new bullish signal that can come out if we do break that 40 cents as well. All right, so we'll see how it plays out. But right now, you can see that from the system, we do have like what we call a bearish signal, and there are no exits as of now, right? So this is like the support and resistance line. You can see that when we had this bearish signal, eventually we broke this support right here around the 46 cents as well. So that's where we started to see a little bit more selling coming back. Okay, next stock, Golden Energy, right? One of those pretty popular oil and energy stocks in the Singapore market as well, whereby we have traded higher, but then selling came back over the past 2 weeks as well. So let's see where we are right now. So currently trading about 0.54, and we actually pushed up somewhere around like March when we broke this 50 cents level. Look at this right here, we broke the 50 cents. Originally the resistance level came down. When we broke this 50 cents, started to make its way up all the way to around the 80 cents level. So 80 cents consolidated for like about a month from that 70 to 80 cents, and unfortunately over the past 2 weeks we kind of like broke this 70 cent support. Look at this right here. So we kind of like broke this 70 cent support. Pretty bearish, I would say, candle here as we broke this 70 cents, and of course the trend started to turn down. Look at this, when we broke this 70 cents, this green line, the 20 days moving average, started to point down. So also in the short term, it didn't look that good, started to sell off. The 60 cents support gave way as well, and we are pretty much back to that 50 cents. So this 50 cents level, I think it is pretty important. As I say, right, this was originally the resistance level. We have sold off, we kind of broke up somewhere around March, April, and it really started, and obviously now this resistance has turned support, and we can potentially see some good bargain hunting all the way back up to that 55 to maybe that 60 cents level again. But it's only like 1 day, so we can see we can hold above this 50 cents over the next few days. I think that would be a better confirmation, all right, for any good potential rebound to come back in the short term. It might happen, right, all the way back up to 60 cents first, and that's where some selling can actually come back again, right? So let's take a look at what it says on the system in a bit. But for the longer term, look at this right here, the longer term trend in terms of this red line, 100 days moving average, and the blue line, they are both pointing up, right? So it's still quite okay. I mean, it still looks quite okay for the longer term trend, but as I say, for the short term, we might still see some weakness. All right, we might still see some weakness because we have broken a few key supports, and of course this 20 days moving average is still pointing down, right? So let's see if we can consolidate a bit above 50 cents before we find some stability that can lead the reversal back up. Okay, so here is golden energy on my OneGT system. So yeah, pretty good uptrend, I would say, since a few months back, and a couple of good bullish entry signals started to push up. This was one in March, went all the way up, got an exit, got another bullish signal, went up. And I would say somewhere around 13th of June, just about 1 week back, we had this red arrow down. So it's not a good thing. I mean, we had a red bearish signal pointing down. So that is where the trend has pretty much turned into the short term, whereby it kind of broke some of this. It kind of like broke this support level around 60 cents, 68 to 70 cents. I mentioned, right, that 70 cents was pretty good support, psychological support level as well. So when we broke this support, not a good thing. That's where we had like a bearish signal that came out, and you can see that started to push down, and we are pretty much back around here, 48, just above that 50 cents level. So we'll see, right? I mean, if we do see like an exit signal, or maybe perhaps a new bullish signal coming out again, that can actually lead the recovery again, like what we see over here. It might, you can see like a bearish signal, it might come down, hits a certain level, we see a new bullish signal that can lead the reversal back up again. All right, but right now you see a bearish signal, sort of to where we are now, and there are still no exits yet on this bearish signal. Alright, so I've covered two stocks already, Geo Energy Resources and also Golden Energy, right? So just two more stocks, I'll go through the popular ones, and that would be Rex International and also RH Petrol Gas. They have seen quite a good rebound today as well. So guys, if you like this video, go ahead and give me a like as well. It will definitely help out the channel, and thank you so much for doing that. Of course, smash the subscribe button as well if you have not yet done so that you will not miss out on any videos like this. Alright, so let's dive into Rex International right now. Okay, so here is Rex International trading at about 0.30 cents, and we have covered this stock a couple of times as well over the past few months. It started to push up, from like 20 cents to 30 cents, went up to like 45, 48, and started to sell off, right? So there is something like what we call a head and shoulder pattern right here. You can see this is pretty much a head at a peak right here, and we have like a left shoulder right here, and also something like a right shoulder right here. So it's a bit like a head and shoulder pattern, which can potentially lead to a reversal down in terms of the trend turning down as well, but it has not completed yet. I would say that this pattern would have been completed if we were to break like a key support level. In this case, that would be like the 25 cent support level. You can see this is something like what we call a neckline. So if we do break below 25 cents, then that's not a good thing. We might see this head and shoulder pattern play out in terms of it moving from an upwards direction back to a downwards direction. Alright, so this is where we are right now, about 30 cents. So we were actually consolidating from 25 to 30 cents, just last month, and of course when we broke this 30 cents, more upside came in all the way back to about 38, 37, and that's where we started to see selling coming back again, right? So we have sort of over the past 2 weeks, same like the other oil and energy plays, and back to that 30 cents support. So it's only like 1 or 2 days we kind of like went below this 30 cents support. So it looks a little bit shaky. I would say that you want to be careful, because if these 30 cents were to break down like what we've seen yesterday, we do like close below 30 cents over the next few days, I think potentially we might see a little bit of weakness in the short term again, all the way back to that more important or the critical support level around that 25 cents level. I think it's really important because it was originally the resistance level. Look at this, when we broke up, we retraced back down, and the resistance has turned to become like a support as well. Just last month started to rebound, so we might be heading back towards this 25 to 26 cents support level. So I think that would be a better entry. I think if you're looking to get in on dips, to bargain hunt and all that, I think best if we can see some stability near 25 to 26. That would be a better upside reward if we do see some good bullish reversal candles there as well. I think that would point to a good reversal. But right now we're just somewhere in the center, just in between 30 cents. We're like trying to climb above back 30 cents, but it seems like sellers are still pushing it back down. So we have to see, right? I think if we can hit to 25 to 26, that would be a much better entry, right, on any good reversal candles, right? So yeah, this is Rex International. All right, a couple of times I've covered it, so let's see what it says on my OneGT system as well. Okay, Rex International on my OneGT system, a couple of good bullish signals, since like October, September last year, went all the way up. Bearish signal came back down, and a few bullish signal, and let's just zoom into somewhere most recently. I think just recently, last week, 15th of June, it started to push up, got an exit and a new, I would say, red arrow pointing down. That's like a bearish signal, started to sell off, all right, sell off, down, and this is pretty much where we are right now. So you can see, right, as I mentioned for the other two stocks as well, we are also not having any exit signal yet from this bearish signal. So it looks a little bit shaky still. As I say, if we go below 30 cents, it might still be a bit shaky. We might potentially head towards that 25 to 26. As I say, 25 to 26 would be a pretty good support. Hopefully we see an exit there, another new good bullish signal coming back, like what we see over here, like what we see over here as well, like what we see over here, then it might potentially lead to a reversal as well. Okay, so next stock I'd like to talk about would be this stock called RH Petrol Gas as well. All right, trading at about 0.25 now. So we have kind of like headed to this pretty decent support level. Look at this right here. This is a pretty decent, I would say, resistance level. We have touched it once here somewhere. Last year, June, we came back down, second time, third time, fourth time, and eventually look at this right here, we broke this resistance level about 0.22, 0.215, right? Yeah, that would become like a very firm resistance level that has now turned to like a support level. So about 22, all right, 0.22, I would say this resistance would now become like a support level, all right, and we are pretty much approaching this level right now. So that would become like the zones whereby we can potentially see some good bargain hunting coming back. And let me just draw it for you right here. You can see right over here, that is where we have rebounded last month as well. Let me just put this to green in color right here. Right, yeah, so this is pretty much a zone, right? Anything near this 0.22, 225, 23, 24, I think as we approach this level, that is where we can potentially see some good bargain hunting all the way back up to that 30 cents. So I think the consolidation phase might be around 22 to 25 for now. You can see as we consolidate here, that could be kind of like a short-term move up from 22 to 25 right here. All right, so we consolidate sideways, and eventually hopefully we break that 35 cents, and that's where the upside can happen all the way back to that 30 cents psychological resistance level. All right, so another thing to take note would be that this longer term trend, right? So look at this 22 level. So as I say, 0.22215 resistance level turn support. That is also where the 200 days moving average line is as well. Look at this, right? This is a blue line. The 200 days moving average line is sloping upwards. Prices are still above this this blue line. So if it can hold above this level, I think the longer term trend still looks quite intact. Of course, in the short term, we can still be quite volatile in this, like, 22 to 30 cents range. All right, so make sure you have a plan as well. If we do rebound to near 30 cents, you can also think about getting out in the short term, lock in some profits. All right, because that's where we can see some selling coming back again. All right, so this is RH Petrol Gas. Right here, we are trading about 0.25 right now. All right, and potential upside is all the way from 0.22 all the way up to that 30 cents first near-term target. Alright, so guys, there we have it. We have pretty much covered 4 Singapore oil and gas energy stocks in this sector: Geo Energy, Golden Energy, Rex International, and also RH Petrol Gas. So I'll probably find time to cover the other stocks as well, but I think today just these 4 stocks that I get asked quite often on. Alright, so I hope you have a clearer picture on this sector, why we have seen selling, what are some of the levels you want to take note of, and I look forward to see you in the next video. So Joey here, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what's your biggest takeaway on this video. What are your thoughts on these stocks that I mentioned? Let me know in the comments below. Smash the subscribe button as well so that you will not miss out on any videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.